you know what? There's never scarcity and there's never enough. They are looking for more programmers and developers all over the world. Okay? Even the AI we are talking about, the artificial intelligence, comes from where? Python is the leading programming language to drive artificial intelligence. So, I welcome you to this wonderful programming language, that it is free for all. And that is the project I am driving. I am driving Python, but since we are Africans, we have to drive it the African ways. I'm driving the use of Python, specifically Python, to the rest of Africa. Because even internally displaced person, those who are internally displaced, we can teach them programming with what? Smartphone. Is that understood? So that is where we are now, and that is the project I'm undertaking. So with this, I welcome you again to the wonderful king. So with this, I welcome you again to the wonderful world of Python. Thank you. Thank you.
Please keep clapping for Professor. Actually, when I first met Professor, we had discussion on Python. So we were connected based on Python. Then I was still working in DELSU Investment Limited before I tendered my resignation to embark on a course to impact lives. So we're on this together, and everything Prof said, they are absolutely correct. This year I traveled to Ghana for PyCon Africa, all trips sponsored by Python Software Foundation. This event you are attending now, that everything is made available free, is also sponsored by Python Software Foundation. So you can do yourself well, and you must not be a programmer in the Python community. You can be a technical writer, writing documentation just to contribute on the Python website. So please avail yourself, use it positively. So I know Prof is a very busy person, but some moments ago, before we call the third speaker, some moments ago I told you that somebody's leg will shake today. So let me use pidgin. So I don't know, you are a techie or you are a tech enthusiast, but you don't have a laptop. Can I see you? You are a techie and you are a tech enthusiast, but you don't have a laptop. Wow, I see many hands up. I see many hands up. Okay, so let's do it this way. What operating system do you make use of? If you make use of Windows, put your hands up. You make use of Windows, put your hands up. Okay, let's do it this way. All those that are techies or tech enthusiasts, put your hands up. If you make use of Windows or Mac, keep your hands up. If you make use of, please, as your hand is up, you will not stand up for the next category I'm calling. If you make use of Linux or Linux, please, can you stand up? You make use of Linux. Okay, please come. Okay, you make use of Linux too. Please come. Okay, how long have you been using Linux or Linux? How long? Pardon? Months. How long? 1 year. What have you done with Linux? Python. Okay. Pardon? Cyber security. Okay, you use Python for cyber security. Okay. What about you? Just scripting. Okay, that's automation or what? I was hoping to see a lady. Is there no lady that uses Linux here? Ladies are our priorities in tech. We are trying to encourage ladies. Okay, no, pure Linux, not Linux for Windows. Okay. I don't know what to do now. I'm confused. Okay, my co-manager will tell me what to do now. Okay, what version of Linux do you use? What variant, sorry? What variant of Linux do you use? Pardon? Kali. Where are you? Pardon? Linux Mate. Okay. What notable things have you done? Okay, please. You say. He's learning cyber security. Okay, so before they close, we'll deliberate on it, both of you. So please do well. Follow us on Facebook first, on YouTube, and our socials. Do well, and please ensure before we close, call our attention to it, right? Either of you, one of you, we win a laptop free. We win a laptop free here. Yes. So you'll be going, one of you, I don't know, but one of you will be going with laptop. Look at the laptop there. So one of you will be going with a laptop free today. Thank you. You can go back to your seats. Quickly. Yeah, that's what we do to encourage people to come to tech. And actually, you know, the Bible says, freely have you received, freely shall you give. The laptop we are giving out was given to us by a tech company in the United Kingdom. So last year during our anniversary, we gave out 2 laptops to 2 females. And today again, we've decided to give 2 laptops out. So one, I actually wanted a female because I want to encourage them. They should not be on TikTok wasting their time. So, and the other female that will be going with laptop today. Moment, please. Okay. So quickly, you see us later. You see me later. Yeah. You see me later. You see me later. You're the one that says those things, right? You are the one, right? So you see me later. Thank you. There's an intern with Hamplus Hub. She's currently undergoing data analytics training, and She's zealous in tech, but she has no laptop of her own. So we are giving her one laptop. The person of Ewomazino Precious. Ewomazino Precious. Please, sir. I would like Prof to. No, you present it to her. So please present it to her. Please, on Monday, the other winner of a laptop here, I don't know, but on Monday, you please come so I will give you the documentation concerning this, so that we'll give you a covering note. Okay. Okay, we'll move straight to the third speaker. He is a developer, a full stack developer, and also a freelancer, the person of Mr. Michael Ogenerukewe Edward. He's a lover of Python codes and a reader of books, knowing he does many things, both all together. He's a software engineer, a freelancer. Please celebrate him.
Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, a lot of introduction has been done. My name is Michael, and a graduate of computer science, and from graduate of computer science, and right from my 200 level, I got introduced to programming. It was HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So then, I think the most common front-end framework was React. So I did HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then moved on to React. I had a mentor that was in physics department then, and the money I saw him getting was what even made me get into tech. And from then up till now, that's like a couple of years back, it has been a trying journey, but it has also been a rewarding one. In this journey, I have seen people make so much. I have, even from personal experience, been able to achieve quite a number of things, and I still know that there are a lot of things that I will be able to achieve as the days unfold. And then I'm just trying to give us a sort of backstory to how we got to where we are today. And I know that it can get a lot of people to places. Like the person that introduced me, or the person that got me to start my tech journey, is no longer in Nigeria. In fact, his own story was unique in this way. In final year, he got a job with a company in Portugal. So he was here, he was working with the company in Portugal. They were like, he should not go for service after he graduates, he should just come immediately. He was like, no, he was going to stay for service. He stayed for service. As he finished in service, his service in November, December, he had left. And that was how he left, because of tech. He does Angular anyway, he does Angular. I myself, I started from HTML, CSS, React, I did a bit of Next.js, and then work took me down to do Python. So because of work, and because of some experience and some things that I knew that Python could achieve, I had to switch to Python, and it has been an interesting and a rewarding journey. And I believe that if we take the bold step of getting into something, or if we take the bold step of getting into tech, following it through, you might not see the rewards in the first year, you might not see it in the second year, but I want to assure you, when you start to see the money, you would find that all of the labor that has been put in is going to turn out to be something. And this afternoon, I'm going to be talking to us on a very simple and just a very simple topic, sort of to give you an introduction into what we do and give you an insight into some of the ways we can use programming to solve some of life's challenges. Use programming to solve some of life's challenges. Yeah. And we're looking at developing light web apps using Flask and Python. Developing light web apps using Flask and Python. And before we go into what we are looking at, we have to have some introduction to some of these things that were mentioned. Web apps, like you have a website. You have a website, Google is a website. DELSU also has a website. Netflix has a website. The popular streaming services, they all have websites. Now, a web app is a step further. A web app is just slightly a step further. It's a compilation of a lot of things. A website with some functionality, that is, you can do some things on the website, you can carry out certain actions. One would say that if you can log in and log out and do some certain actions on the website, then it can classify as a web app. And using that classification, we could classify your DELSU school website as a web app. That is just an instance of a web app. Even a small Hello World program can also be classified as a web app. And we are looking at developing light web apps using Flask and Python. Python is what brought us here. If you look at the backdrop here, you have, among the list of sponsors, you have this Python Software Foundation. Python Software Foundation is a foundation that is geared towards moving the cause of Python forward. So encouraging people to get into Python, encouraging people to build with Python, encouraging people to create solutions with Python, and then because of that, we have a lot of things that people can do with Python today. You hear machine learning today. The sole programming language you can use to do machine learning is Python. You hear data science, data analytics. The lady that just gave a laptop today, the lady that just won a laptop today, the fundamental programming language she would use to work is Python. Python for data analytics, Python for data science. You hear of AI, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence models are trained with the programming language Python. You hear of some important sites today, sites like Facebook. Facebook up till today still uses Python to implement some of its infrastructure. I am not going to say any other ones because I would not want to say something and then people come back and said, he said this, and it is not true. But a lot of the big companies today implement some parts, if not all of their infrastructure, using Python. And that's why Python is a leading and important programming language. If I could project, I would say, I could show us some slides that talk about the biggest languages in the world today. And you have Python up there with languages like C, Java. Java is no longer, it's not even as relevant as Python is today. So the top contenders in terms of languages will be JavaScript, TypeScript, and then Python in no particular order. And now Flask. Flask is sort of a web framework. Okay. Flask is sort of a framework built on Python. And what was Flask built for? It was built to create web apps. In the course of this program, or in the course of this event, that is today, tomorrow, you have a number of people coming to talk about Python, and then the frameworks built on Python. And you hear of frameworks like Django, and I'm talking of Flask today. You hear of Django. Django and Flask, they were examples of, and then Fast API too. They are examples of frameworks that were built on Python to help you create web apps. Just like some of you today, when you want to learn tech, and then they say, okay, start with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript seems to be the starting point. In fact, how many of you know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? I just need a raise of hands. If you know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, one or all three, just give us a wave of your hand. You see, quite a number of people have been introduced or got into tech as a result of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Python builds with Django and Flask as their web frameworks. So Django or Flask takes the place of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in building web apps. And this afternoon we're going to be talking about building a light web app with Python and Flask. What is Python? Python is a versatile, beginner-friendly programming language known for its clear and readable syntax, and it's used in web development, data science, AI, and more. One major selling point for Python is its clear syntax. The syntax of Python is so clear. In fact, if you want to list programming languages, you say, why they say syntax programming, Python syntax is beginner-friendly and clear, because you don't need to talk so much. You do not need to talk so much to do something. Like let's say in something like C, in something like C#, I think. Is this C# or C++? No, C++ uses C out. Yeah. So if you're using C#, I believe C# is print line. Yeah, print line. Now, if you want to print a simple hello world program in C#, you'd have to write, you have to import your libraries, you have to write your main function, and then you have to write your print function. In Python, if you're using Python terminal, all you just have to use is print hello world, and then that immediately outputs hello world. So Python, you tell it what you want. You don't need to go through so much plenty talk. You just go straight to the point, and Python gives you what you need. So, and then Flask. Flask is a simple and lightweight tool for creating websites. It is perfect for beginners learning web development and works like a set of building blocks for your web applications. Works like a set of building blocks for your web applications. And that is why we are talking about Flask this morning. Flask as a framework built on Python. Flask as a framework built on Python. And why is it good for new developers, or why is it good for people that want to get into tech, or want to start something, want to start their tech journey, want to become a techie, want to become a tech bro? It's easy to learn. It requires minimal setup. It lets you create websites quickly, and it's completely free and open source. It's completely free and open source. That's what Flask is. Flask as a web development framework is completely free and open source. Now, like Professor Bojoto said, when something is completely free and open source, it means that you do not have to pay anything for it. You do not have to pay anything for it. If you want to develop with it, you don't have to pay €1 for it. Like the MATLAB he mentioned something about MATLAB. When I was in school, you have to buy MATLAB licenses. You have to pay for MATLAB licenses. Yes, you could crack MATLAB. You could have cracked versions, but they will not be as performant as the ones you buy licenses for. And licenses used to be as expensive as $20, $30, $40, and $50. I had some friends that made business out of selling MATLAB licenses. But with programs, with programming languages like Python and then Flask built on it, you don't have to bother about licenses. You just get on your system and start writing. You get on your system, you write, you see what your program does, it outputs it, and then you are fine. It outputs it, and you can do with it whatever you want to do with it. So make of it what you will. That's what we have. And then, so going into what we are looking at today, we're going to start with setting up your development environment. Setting up your development environment. I don't know if you can see the screen. Are there any slides showing on the screen? Are there any slides showing on the screen? So these things would need some bit of demonstration in order to convey the message even more aptly. But there's no problem, no wahala. So I'm just going to read it off, and then let's see how we proceed from there. First of all, to get it started, to get a simple web app on your system, you're on your laptop, you open up your laptop, say, okay, let's say you want to get a web app started, or you want to fire up a web app on your system. What you have to first do is to go to Python. You go to Get Python, download Python. And how do you do that? How do you install or how do you download Python? You go on Google, type Python, and then I believe Python's website is the first website that comes up. You open the website and then you download Python. The latest version of Python should be about 3.10 points, or either 3.10 points or 3.11 points. That should be the latest version of Python that we have. And so you install the latest version of Python, and when you download it, you install it on your system. It will ask you a couple of questions, but these are things that you can always ask Google, and Google will help you with. Now, after installing Python, now you want to create let's say you want to create a simple web app. You want to create a simple web app. You can decide that you want to name your web app with your name. You can decide you want to name your web app the web app. You can decide you want to name your web app Hello. You can decide you want to name your web app Sayonara. You can decide you want to name your web app whatever anime name enters your head. Now, you decide, if whatever you decide is the name of your web app, you create a folder with that name. You create a folder. Okay, I believe that the slides are up on the screen as I've been informed. So we are looking at the slide that says setting up your development environment. Setting up your development environment, if you can see that on the screen. And then, like I said, you install Python, you have Python installed on your system. Once that is installed, the next thing will be to create a folder for whatever project you want to make or whatever project you want to do. You create a folder for that, and then when that folder has been created, you create a virtual environment. The instructions to do that, you can find them online. The instructions to do that, you can find them online. So your virtual environment, VENV, that's a .venv, you set up a virtual environment. Now, the purpose for virtual environments is so that you're able to contain all that you're doing within that folder, within that environment. So it's important that one imbibes these practices from the beginning. You imbibe it from the beginning, because if you do not, it will affect you further in your software journey. Take, for instance, you are creating a software that requires a version of maybe something like OpenSSL or a version of telemetry that is maybe you need version 1.0 for a particular web app, and then you just install it on your system. They call it globally. You install globally on your system, or you just install it on your system. Then maybe tomorrow or the next, another day comes and somebody says, I want you to create another project that is going to use version 2.0. And then because you have version 1.0 on your system, it's going to begin to cause issues. You now have issues with compatibility and stuff like that. That is why Python makes it compulsory that you create a virtual environment. That is why it is compulsory that a virtual environment is created, so that it contains all of these things within. It contains all of these things within. And then you have that. Once you have created the virtual environment, you install Flask. You have Flask installed. You install Flask on your PC in that virtual environment. With the virtual environment enabled, you install Flask. That's the next thing to do. And then you can now begin the process of creating a web app. You can begin the process of creating a web app. So we look at the next slide that says your first Flask application, where we are talking of a hello world example. That's the next slide, a hello world example, and you can see there from Flask, import Flask app. This is the syntax for creating a Flask web application. So you have from Flask, import Flask. That's how your web app is supposed to be structured. You just have about 4 or 5 lines of code. So the first line is going to say from Flask, import Flask. That's you are importing the framework and all of its capabilities into your project. And then the next thing will be to say app equals to Flask name, and then app route. You are setting the app route to the root of your application. You are setting the app route to the root of the application. That is what happens when you visit the home page. If you can see the slides or you can see the screen, you find those things there. And then you now define what the app sends out, what the app prints out. You define what the app prints out. You create a function called home. That's in Python you use define. You define a function. That's why you have def. You have def home. The function is called home. And what does that function do? It returns something that says, welcome to my first web app. Welcome to my first web app. And then the next couple of lines, the last 2 lines, we now say if name equal to main app run debug true. That is to run the app. That's the last step. So you initialize the app. This process, you initialize the app, you define the app, and then you run the app. You initialize, that's when you have Flask, import Flask, you are initializing, you are giving the name app equal to Flask, and then in brackets name, and then you now create what the function or what the app is supposed to return. And in this case, it's supposed to return, welcome to my first web app. Welcome to my first web app. And that's what it's supposed to return. And if that process is followed through to the end, and then you run it, when you run that, you're going to have it print out stuff like, welcome to my first web app. Welcome to my first web app. And that's it. That's how you create. With that, you have created your first Python web app with Flask and Python. With Flask and Python. Other things you can consider going further to create dynamic web pages. Like the last company I worked for, we were using Django built on Python. But Django is also another framework that is built on Python. and we're using Django in conjunction with front-end frameworks like Angular. That is, Angular has HTML, CSS, and JavaScript combined. So we're using frameworks like Angular for the front end, and then Django for the back end with databases like Postgres, and then we're using AWS to serve some content and stuff like that. So for the sake of time, and because of the brevity of the time that we have, we can add HTML, CSS to whatever Flask app you are creating, just to give it more beauty or to give it more form, to define it better. You could go further by adding HTML and CSS to whatever you are doing, and then deploying your web app. Deploying your web app, that is making it live so that you can give somebody a link and the person will visit it and get to your website. Just like you tell somebody that to get to Google, you use www.google.com. Or you use, to get to Netflix, you use www.netflix.com. These are services that we use on the regular. These are services that we use on the regular. Or you want to use ChatGPT, you use www.chatopenai.com to get to ChatGPT's website. Now, you need to deploy for others to see, so that somebody, wherever the person is in the world, the person can, using that link, access the website that you have created. And there are several deployment options. You have deployment options like Heroku. I don't use that. I've never used that in my life. But I've used Vercel, I've used Netlify to deploy several sites. And the beauty of this is that whatever language you create this site in, you can decide that you want to create a site in HTML, CSS, and deploy with Vercel. That is fine, it will deploy. Or deploy with Netlify, or deploy with GitHub pages. And fine, they will deploy. So these are things you can use to deploy and get a live link across. Consider, or the steps in your journey. The steps in your journey after starting with Python, the steps in your journey you need to consider in going along this step or the journey of Python and Flask, or building web apps with Flask built on Python. You look at understanding Python basics, understanding web development concepts, understanding routing with Flask. You practice HTML and CSS, and you build small projects. I believe a lot of people, a good number of people, if not up to all, of people that came here today believe that tech is tech is the way to go. And if you are looking for some guidance on how to start your journey, one thing I'll say is that you build and you build and you build. So in creating, in building, you get experience. In creating, in building, you learn things that things that can go wrong and how to fix them. Things that could go bad, how to fix them. Things that could be made better and how to make them better. So it's in building, building, building. That's how you get better in your general learning journey. So if you choose to go the route of programming, the most important thing is, as you learn, you build. As you learn, you create. As you learn, you do something and see how it goes wrong. Try to see how it goes wrong, and then try to see how you can solve or provide a solution to that. And that's how you learn, and that's how you grow. And it can take time, it might take time, but I assure you that if you keep at it, if you consistently keep at it, it is something that can get you to a profitable place in life. It's something that can get you to a profitable place in life. I do not claim to have attained. We still have, most of us here, even those that are going to be resource persons, we still have a long way to go in our journey. If you look at us, we'll still find people that are better than us, people that have gone farther ahead. But it is a rewarding journey. And I believe that of most occupations, it's one of the least stressful. The fact that I can sit in my house, or I don't have to go that far, because I have my laptop, I can access resources, I can work, and I can get funds for that. I can be paid for that, and I can use that money to do whatever I need to do, without having to go to an office, without having to leave my house. It's the ease of it. For those of us that like lazy lives, in fact, tech seems to be the answer. You might have to persist, you might have to be determined about it, you might have to keep at it, determined. You do 1 year, 2 years, but when it starts paying off, it pays off, and it pays off good. And I believe that brings us to the end of what we're looking at this afternoon, developing light web apps using Flask and Python. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mike. Thank you. Please, let's celebrate him one more time, please. That was wonderful. Hello. Hello. Please, let's talk now. Hello. All right. Standing on the existing protocol, we are still on a series of lectures. And the next one here, we're going straightly for the next lecture, which is why learn, innovate, and aim. So it's going to be taken by Naomi Egbe. I think she's here. Please, can we celebrate? Can we clap as she come forward?
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, my name is Naomi Egbe. Let me quickly introduce myself. Hope you can hear me. Okay, I started tech in 2020 during coronavirus. I started as a content and a copywriter. I worked on Upwork, Fiverr, and even Nairaland. Well, to 2022, I was already in school and I got to know of Web3 and I decided to go into Web3. So, quick introduction. I'm a 400 level student of the Department of English and Literary Studies, DELSU State University, Abraka. So you don't necessarily have to be a computer science to be tech. No matter your department, you can go into tech. I am a content creator in the Web3 space and I am the current campus lead of Super Team NG DELSU chapter. Super Team is a community of founders, developers, and creators working together to create amazing products for the Solana blockchain. With the aid of storytelling, I craft compelling content that solve users' problems, resonates with users, and strengthen brand community. So today I'm going to be taking on why you should learn, innovate, and why you should earn. So quickly, let's take a quick trip down the memory lane. So I will be making reference to England because I'm a student of English and that's what I can make reference to. But just stay with me, right? The Renaissance era was a significant period in England. It is marked by a rebirth. A rebirth is like a new thing, right? And during this period, it was a period of enlightenment, self-awareness, and great innovation. Today we can see that awakening in ourselves because most of us have gotten to realize that the 9 to 5 grind is not for us. How many here want to wake up by 8 and go to work and return by 5 p.m.? Most of us don't want to do that. And this makes us, we can see some of these attributes of the thinkers and the creators of the Renaissance era in us today. Now, we all have our differences, right? But one thing that we can agree on is that tech is the new oil well. And this has made a lot of us to venture into a lot of things like starting a small business, selling digital products, or even offering online services with our skill. The internet is a great place that you can earn irrespective of your race, your age, your background, or your gender. So you should leverage on this new technology because the world is evolving, and if you don't evolve with it, you are going to be left behind. So quickly, I want to believe that some of you here, you're already thinking of going into tech, and some of you here, you've not started because you don't know how to go about it. So my main purpose today is to tell you why you should get in, and if you are in, I would also give you reasons why you should innovate as well. So, why should you learn? First, limitless opportunities. The internet provides countless ways to earn, from freelancing to e-commerce. You see, e-commerce is selling products online, digital products. Freelancing means that you are a part-time worker. You don't have a restricted period of time, right? You're not restricted. You can work part-time, you can work in your own time, whenever you want, whenever you choose. So when you, as a techie, you are not limited. Like there are limitless opportunities. There are a lot of opportunities out there. I don't know. There's something I always tell my friends, which is that as early this year, when I was still finding my way very well in Web3, I entered a meme contest. You know, you all post meme on your WhatsApp status and everybody laugh and they view it. But I create meme in Web3 and you can earn as low as $20 to $100 to even $500 for the same meme that you create on your WhatsApp status and you make people laugh. But I do it and I'm being paid to do it. So it's basically like me just doing the regular thing that every other student do, but I get rewarded for doing it. Who, like, can you even think that you can make money just by creating memes online, aside from running a popular WhatsApp TV? Another thing is financial independence, right? Learning new skills allows you to break from the circle of paycheck to paycheck. It empowers you to build multiple streams of income and achieve financial stability. You see, the 9 to 5 grind, I learned something new yesterday when I was watching The Smart Money Woman. It says, what's the definition of being broke? All of us here, I would just say that most of us here are broke. But being broke, some people say I'm not broke because I use an iPhone, I have a Mac, I have an iPad. But they define broke in another way. They say broke is if you cannot afford your current lifestyle, if you lose your job for the next 3 months, simply because you do not have assets to rely on. And how do you get these assets if you don't have multiple streams of income? They are still debating on the current wage rate in Nigeria. We are still debating whether it should be 70,000, whether it should be 30,000. In some states, 70,000 has been implemented. But even as students, let's not lie, we spend more than 70,000 naira on a monthly basis. So you're earning 70,000 naira monthly basis. How do you want to cater for your wife and your children? Health, school fees, house, and many other things. So you need this financial stability. And let's not forget that your 9 to 5 grind also limits you because you have to go to the work in the morning, come back by 5 p.m. Is that where you want to go for another job? You don't have that time. But if you are into tech, you can work, you have multiple streams of income. There are many opportunities out there. Thirdly, global reach. With the internet, your audience are not just local, it is global. You can sell your products, offer your service, share your ideas with anyone all over the world. Like, you can be here, you're talking to someone in the US, irrespective of the time difference. You are not limited. This one is, you're no more, you don't have to wait. You can reach anybody all over the world. Some of us now, we're even the most famous thing online now is Temu. You can order things like from anyone around the world. You can sell your digital products to everyone around the world. Fourthly, freedom and flexibility. Guy, you cannot even think about the freedom that you get from doing your work, for real. Like, sometimes I do tell people that I like the fact that all I have to do is just sit down in front of my desk, use my phone, record myself, post it online, and I get rewarded for doing it. I'm not like your regular TikTok content creators. Sorry if you're a TikTok dancer, you're a creator, but we're not the same kind of people. You see, these people online, they have thousands of followers and everything. But before they can get 1 gig that would actually pay them, let's not forget it's paying them in Naira. Now, I don't have up to 1,000 followers on Twitter, but each of my content that I upload, I am guaranteed a minimum of $100. $100 is more than 170,000 naira. It's just 1 minute. I shoot it with my phone. I don't have to wear a lot of clothes and I edit it with my phone. And I can still go to school. I still come back. That is the flexibility we're talking about. There is no strict restriction. So another thing is, why should you innovate? My popular quote is there a slide there? Okay. My popular quote is, no one has it figured out, right? It is only through self-evaluation and constant practice that one gets better. Obviously, I didn't just wake up one day and I started making money in Web3. No, even as I started as a writer, early this year, I decided to go into content creation. And when I started I had to call a videographer, they had to edit my videos, and sometimes I was not even getting the scripts right. I had to do a lot of things, but I looked at people, I saw the way they were doing their things, and I felt like, okay, I actually need to improve. I need to do better. And I started practicing more. With the constant practice, evaluating myself that, oh, I need to get better at this thing. Okay, where did I get this thing wrong? And I need to do better. And today, I've not gotten to where I want to be yet, but I'm not where I used to be like yesterday, 3 years ago, or something like that. So that is the innovation that we're talking about. So, back to what we have, right? The world is moving, and you will remain stagnant if you don't move with it. Let me take you back to when the personal computers were discovered in 1960. Before then, we're using typewriters, right? And many people refuse to learn how to use this new technology, which is the laptop. And they just stuck with their typewriters. Today, you can't even see typewriters. The last time I saw typewriter was when I was in GSS 1, and I'm in 400 level now. I've not seen it since there again. So now, think of people who did not learn how to use a computer back then. Where are they today? Of course, if you are using a computer and you are using a typewriter, you cannot compare the efficiency of doing these two things. So as the world is moving, as the world is evolving, you too, you should move, you should evolve with it. There has to be a change. You cannot just sit there in your house and just be left behind. So this is the innovation that we're talking about. To innovate in your skill means to continually evolve and improve the way you apply your abilities. To seek new techniques, tools, and approaches to make your work more effective, creative, and relevant in your field. Now, why should you innovate? One, to stay relevant in the changing world. Continuous innovation ensures that you are not left behind as the job market and skill demand shift. So, look at something. You need to evolve to stay relevant in the changing world. The thing is that if you are just in one place, new way to do something comes up, you don't learn this new thing, you're going to be slower than the person who had learned something better. There's always a smarter and faster way to do things. So imagine you decide that you want to stay behind, you don't want to evolve, you don't want to learn the new way people are doing things, and then you are just there. Obviously, someone who is better than you will come. Take for example, when I tell people, if you want to learn a skill, learn skills that complement each other. I'm a writer. I started as a writer. I went ahead. I went into as a writer. I can work as a script writer. I can write scripts for people. I can do ghostwriting gig. I'm a content creator. I can also write scripts for your content that you want to create. I just have to work behind the scenes. I have a little bit of knowledge about graphic designing. So on one or two occasions, I can decide to create designs for myself if the person that designed for me is not available. Now, imagine if you are just a writer. You don't have any of all those skills. I have knowledge of SEO as well. You don't have any of those skills, right? You just have one as a writer. Now, think that me and you, we are applying for the same role. Who do you think they are going to pick first? Obviously, they are going to pick me because I have these skills packed together and they are all complementing each other. And this is why you need to innovate. You need to level yourself so that you will stay relevant in the job field, because it is very, very competitive, even as your classroom. Secondly, boost your confidence. See, you're not just doing, like, there's a kind of joy that I get when they bring a job to me and I know that I can do this thing. Even if I have to meet deadline in 4 hours. I did a job recently and it was a test for a job. And I woke up by 8 a.m. Someone woke me up. My friend called me that, after we have a job that we're supposed to do. I woke up. I was like, okay, just undo it. I will do something else. I checked my Telegram. I saw that I was supposed to perform. I'm like, Jesus, I submitted proposal yesterday. Today you want to interview me. How am I going to do it? I just look at the question. It was 4 tasks that they asked me to do between the period of 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And I was able to deliver. That's the confidence that we're talking about. Imagine if I did not, in every aspect, you're confident when you're applying for a job. Don't apply for a job and you're not thinking that, hey, how am I going to do it today? No, you need that confidence. Thirdly, you need to expand career opportunities. When you have a lot of skills, when you innovate, you have a lot of opportunities. There are many career opportunities out there. And you cannot just say because, oh, I'm only a writer, or if you see other job offer, you cannot apply for it because you are limited. But if you are a writer, you know how to design, you look for better ways to make your writing fast. Some of you even use AI and you can easily detect. But if I use AI to write, you cannot detect it. That's because of how I have leveled myself. You cannot just compare me to someone who just uses AI randomly. Now that's the improvement that we're talking about. There are better, faster, and smarter ways to do things, and you have to move as the world is evolving. Now, the next thing should be why you should earn. And I thought, why you should earn? Do I really need to give you reasons why you should earn? Like, is the current state of the economy not motivating enough? I mean, if you are here and you believe I need to give you reasons why you should earn, can I see your hand up? I don't have to give you reasons. Even to buy water, self, you need money to buy water. I cannot give you reasons to earn because there are different reasons. My friend was writing a copy last week. She was writing about copywriting and she was trying to sell a product to somebody. And then she said, in her storytelling, you know, as a copywriter, you have to incorporate stories. And then she said something about, okay, she was broke in school. She's a girl. Then she was the personnel that she used that of a male. And then she said he was broke in school and he needed money to impress girls. And then I read the copy and I told her that, well, your approach is good, but here is a better approach. You see, if somebody is oriented, the person is not solely making money to impress people. The person is not solely making money to get the best gadgets or to wear the best outfit. There are deeper reasons. I said, what about you go into these people's emotion? There are people out there who want to help their family, who their family are struggling, who want to help their sick mother, who want to just, live the life and do better things to themselves. So you cannot solely tie making money to impressing people. Go into that. That's a more better approach. Imagine if he's a 40-year-old father who just lost his job that is trying to buy this thing that you are selling, this ebook that you are selling. Do you think he will buy it simply because he wants to impress somebody? No, he's going to buy it because he needs that money to cater for his family. He needs that money to cater for his children. And if he's a mother, a single mother, do you think she will buy the course solely because she wants to impress somebody or she wants to impress one person or wants to wear ashoebi? No, she will buy that course simply because she wants to be able to cater for her children. And imagine a first son wanting to buy that course. He's going to buy solely because he wants to impress his friends or his girlfriend. No, because he wants to be able to cater for his siblings. So there are different reasons why people want to make money. So your own reason is personal. So I cannot give you my own reason. So you need to look down into yourself. I mean, it's not even a bad, like, you don't need to think too much because obviously you know why you should make money. Maybe you want to buy Benz, because you want to buy Benz. You want to buy a new shoe, you want to buy an iPhone, anything. So just think within yourself, why do you need this money? And if you've gotten that thing, the next thing is to actually learn. And then as you learn, you have to keep growing and you have to innovate. Here are platforms where you can actually make money. We have Upwork, we have LinkedIn, we have Twitter, which is now X. I think I've gotten a series of jobs on X. I mean, many students do not know how to navigate the platform. And I can tell you that it is actually very, very easy to use. You see, the joy is I'll keep preaching Web3 because, like, you are doing normal thing that you do in real life in Web3, and you're actually being paid to do these things. I created a content recently. It was a bounty. That was in August. The first prize was $500. The second prize was $300. And the third prize was $200. As at then, $500 was 800,000 naira. But with the current dollar rate, it's almost, if not a million naira. Now imagine just for one content. Who helped me to shoot that content? Casey Craft helped me to shoot that content. But you see your other TikTokers dancing online, they don't even make up to that amount of money. So instead of wasting all of those energy not being paid, why not move into tech, put that skill to use there and actually earn for doing your normal regular thing that you enjoy doing? Obviously you have to learn. So, well, another way you can actually make money is through Super Team. Super Team Earn is a very big cheat code, but our Super Team Earn, we launched our DELSU chapter here, I think last month, and so far we have some community members. See, it is not a paid course. You are not paying to register for any platform. As I mentioned earlier, it is a community of developers, founders and creators working together to create amazing projects for the Solana blockchain. Most of you have never heard of Solana, but there's Solana, there's Bitcoin, there's Ethereum. Solana is just a different blockchain on its own. So if you want to learn about Super Team and you want to know how to, navigate all of these things, you can reach out to me. I believe the last slide should show my my info. So you can always reach out to me, and that will be all. I am Naomi Egbe. You can address me as your Nigerian friend. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. DJ Foreign, I want you to be active. Great Nigeria student. Great Nigeria student. All right. DJ Foreign. Okay, before Raymond Charles comes up, I hope Raymond Charles, are you, where is him? All right, sir. All right, sir. I hope you're ready, sir. Okay. I find out that some of us are sleeping while some others are just on our phones, but I believe we are following up. I believe so, right? All right. Okay. We're just going to spice up the environment a little. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as we welcome Christabel as she comes up for this little exercise. Thank you.
All right. Thank you to all the wonderful speakers that have spoken to us, and I hope we are learning. So, I want to do a little giveaway. At the beginning, you were told to take a selfie of yourself and post on any social media platform, right? If you did it and you have about 100 likes on that post, please come forward. Nobody did it. What about 50 likes? Any social media platform, Facebook, Instagram, anyone? Nobody posted. Okay, if you posted, just come forward, let me see it. For the girls, you are going to be winning a tote bag. So no girl posted it. Okay. Let me see. What happened? All right, thank you. So no girl posted it here, no girl. All right, listen.
Hello, are you coming? Did you post yours? Okay, please come and confirm from her. All right, DJ Foreign. What a love. Take it up a little. Okay, some of you are, we are too dull, and some of us are just calm, watching. I hope she did that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I go by the name MC Oti Black. And alongside with me is DJ Foreign here. I'm also a brand member of Hamplus Hall. Please, can you celebrate me now? Celebrate me once now. Some of us, our faces are too strong. All right, so please, we're going to the next one. We're about to design the future. We're going to designing the future. Hello. We're going to designing the future. And to take us on this, we have Raymond Charles. Please, let's put our hands together for him as he comes up. Keep clapping till he gets here. Sir, we're waiting for you, sir. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Raymond Charles. I'm a UI UX designer and a Web3 enthusiast. So today I'll be talking about designing the future, how you can kickstart your tech career as a student in UI UX design. So I'll be taking you on the introduction to UI UX design, why design matters in the tech space, how UI UX can be your gateway to starting a tech career, how you can get started in tech with UI UX design, and how you can transition from UI UX design to any other career in the tech space. So, as I said before, my name is Raymond Charles. I'm a UI UX designer and a Web3 enthusiast. So, we're starting with the introduction to UI UX design, right? Some of us will be wondering what UI UX design. I know a lot of us have heard about web design, but it doesn't just stop at web design. Web design is a sub-topic under UI UX design. UI UX design is an umbrella family. Under UI UX design, we have mobile application design, we have web design, we have web application design, right? So UI and UX are two different things that cannot do without each other. UI needs UX, UX needs UI, just like a coin. We have the head and the tails. You cannot separate them. That's how UI UX is. So UI design talks about the physical look of your design, the visual hierarchy, how whatever you are designing look, right? In the design space, we call whatever you are working on a product, a digital product. We have digital and non-digital products. Digital products is your websites, your mobile applications, your web applications. So in UI design, we focus more on the visual look of your product, how your product looks. This comprises of the colors you use, the buttons you use, the icons you use. When you open a website, you see different elements. Those are the things that make up a website. The text style you use and everything. That's what UI UX, that's what UI design is. Speaking of UX, UX simply means user experience. UI, sorry, I did not say that. UI means user interface. Why UX means user experience, right? A website is a process at which you take to make sure your user has optimum satisfaction while using your product, right? Let me use a cake as an example to explain UI UX design. Since all of us here, I know all of us here eat cakes, we attend parties, we see. Some of us have seen the process to which they bake cakes, right? So while building a product, use the user experience process, which is the process of finding out your user needs, right? The things your user needs, finding out the problem that you're trying to solve. While building a product as a UI UX designer, you are always trying to solve a product. So if you are designing and you are not solving any problem, then you don't know what you're doing. Now using a cake, as a baker, I'm a baker, that's why I'm using a cake. So as a baker, when me and it's like, oh, I need a cake, we'll start by asking, okay, what occasion is this cake for, right? Do you need a specific color for have a flavor you need? how many people will be attending this occasion. We ask questions like that so you can know what you're going to be using for your cake, so your clients get satisfaction. Now, this process of asking questions in UI UX is called a research process. This is so that you don't do anything that is going to make your user or customer feel bad at the end. Now, after doing all of this, after all the research and everything, you come, write down a list of ingredients. After writing them down, you get their measurements, right? Bring them together, you mix this, you mix that. Some cakes, you need to mix some ingredients first, you need to mix others later. So all that process is the user experience, right? In doing that, after you are done baking this cake, you will see that your customer will have no complaints eating this cake. They are going to enjoy it. Now, speaking of UI, because I told you UX comes first before UI. In UI, that is where you are able to know the colors to combine to get a particular color. You're going to know the fondant you're using for this cake, your ability to cover this cake with a nice fondant, use fruits, use flowers, and use all those things to make this cake beautiful, right? That is the user interface of the cake. So if you relate that to a digital product, to a website or a mobile application, that is user interface and user experience. If we look at, if you open, most of everybody here, I believe, uses Instagram. When you open Instagram, you're going to see that it's very, very beautiful to look at, right? Most of us scroll through Instagram every day. So when you open Instagram, you're going to see that there are buttons, there are text, there are images, the user is seeing. Then the interaction, your ability to click this button, and this button takes you to another page without any stress. Your ability to know what this button is for, that is user experience. Now, how UI UX can be your gateway to a tech career. UI UX is an excellent entry point in the tech industry, offering creatives and technical opportunity. UX design is an approachable, flexible, and rewarding career path for students. It combines creativity with technology and offers plenty of opportunity to grow in the tech industry. With minimal barriers to entry and a wealth of learning resources, students can start their tech journey through UI UX design. Through UI UX design, if you start your tech journey with UI UX design, right, different opportunities, because you can work as a copywriter, you can work as a user researcher, you can work as a product manager, you can work as a team lead. There are so many roles you can take with learning UI UX design and doing good at what you do. Next, we'll be getting started in UI UX design, which is tools, skills, resources, and learning parts you need to get started. UI UX design is a very, very simple part of tech. It's very, very simple and easy to navigate. In UI UX design, there are tools you will need to master. Some companies, when they're hiring, you will see in the job description, you need to be good in using these, you need to be good in using that. These are applications where you do your design so that it's going to be easy for whoever is coding the functionality of the site to navigate. There are apps like Figma. Figma works on your PC, on your system. When you want to design with Figma, you use your system. We have Adobe XD, we have Adobe Photoshop, we have Sketch. There are other design tools, but these four are the most popular and most used tools in the world for UI UX design. Skills you need to learn UI UX design. To learn UI UX design, there are some skills you need to learn, right? As a UI designer, you need to know your color wheel. You need to know your color scheme. You should be able to combine colors to create a good contrast to the eyes. You should be able to match your colors. You should be able to know how to use layouts. You should know typography, which is textiles, different textiles. You should know which textile to use. You should know the weights, the size, and everything. These are things you learn to be good at user interface design. Then user experience design. As a user experience designer, you must have the ability to brainstorm. Brainstorm in the sense that when you figure out a problem, you should be able to define the problem. You should be able to know the solution to your problem, that problem you're trying to face. UI designers are problem solvers. You should know the solution to that problem you are trying to fix. You should have goals. You should have research plan. You should be able to meet your users. You should ask them questions, interview them, interact with your users, know what they need, know why they are having issues with this particular product, and what they think is the best solution to it. As a UI UX designer, you are not designing for yourself. Whatever you are doing is for the public. Now, learning all of this, when you learn all of this, it's going to be easier to navigate your way through the tech space. Sometimes, when someone tells you get into tech, you'll be like, oh, you don't know what to do, you don't know which one piques your interest. Start from somewhere. I suggest you start with UI UX design because it is very easy and free to learn. There are so many free resources where you can learn UI UX design for free. There are free apps. Figma is very free. Figma is the most recommended application for UI UX design because it is free and open to anybody. When you're learning UI UX design, you should you should try reaching out to senior colleagues in the design space. Always ask questions. You should go to sites, research for courses to learn UI UX design. We have sites like Udemy, Coursera, Udacity. You can also watch videos on YouTube. Now, when you're watching these videos, always try your best to practice whatever you see in this video. Practice makes perfect, they say. The more you do, the better you become at what you do. If you keep doing this, you're going to be very good at what you do. And at the end of it, you might not even see any need to move to another career in the tech space. You will just love designing because it is very easy and fun to do. Now,
Hello.
we have a step-by-step guide to learning UI UX design. Learning design, you don't just open your laptop and start drawing shapes and combining things because there are rules and regulations. There are principles to UI UX design. They have laws of UX and laws of UI. So if you want to learn UI UX design, the easy way to start is by understanding the basics. By understanding the basics, you need to do more research on what UI is, what UX is, how they complement each other. You should learn the importance of UI and UX to a product. After that, you move to learning design tools. You pick a design tool. Like I said, Figma is the most recommended because it's free and easy to navigate. Pick a design tool, use it to practice. Make sure you practice every day. Learn all the parts of the tools. Practice everything you see on the tool. Watch videos. Then you focus on UI design. UI design, now I'm talking about focusing on implementing these laws of design you've read. There are laws to UI design. We have Jacob's law, we have Phillips law, and all those laws. These laws are what help to make your product visually presentable and pleasing to the eyes. When you're done with learning UI, that is when you can start UX. You start your user experience process. Now, this process is a process that you will most likely learn on your own because most places you go, you are always told, learn this, learn this, learn this, do this, do this, do this. You start by defining your product, defining the problem, the solution. Then you move to creating your empathy map, discussing with users, knowing how they feel using these products, what they need in this product, and all of that. When you're done with all these things, you bring them into a documentation. When you bring them into a documentation, you can start with your wireframing. Wireframing is like a very low fidelity, it's a low way of presenting your products. You can do wireframes by sketching on books. You get a pen and a paper, you sketch your screen, sketch what you think should be there. You should know why it is there though. Whatever you are doing in UI UX design, there should always be a reason for whatever you are doing. When you're done learning UI and UX, you should move to creating your own projects, creating a portfolio for yourself, which is going to help you to put you out there. By creating your portfolio, I mean you should design mobile applications, design websites. You can go as far as redesigning an already existing website. When you do all these things, you always post your work. Post your work, tag people, tag the bigger guys in the space, people who have been there before you, tag the company you redesigned for, post it, and then you'll see you get the recognition you need. When you're done with all of this, if you think UI UX is still not your thing, you want to move further. As a UI UX designer, you can work as a product manager. I said that before. You can work as a motion designer because motion is UI, user interface. You can work as a front-end developer, which brings me to no-code development. Most UI UX designers are no-code developers in the sense that they are products that could help you build a functioning website without writing a single code. You don't need a code to write to create this website. We have products like Framer, we have Webflow, and many others. Framer and Webflow are the most used and very popular and easy, free-to-use sites. When you use these sites, with the help of Prototype, you can create an existing website for clients, and then you just get paid. You are a developer, but you don't need to write code, which is very, very easy. You can work as a brand design. You can transit into brand design as a UI UX design because brand design also consists of user interface, and it all has to do with solving a problem. You can work as a content creator, a UI UX designer. You can be creating content on user interface and user experience. You can do videos telling people challenges in UI UX. You can do videos telling people how they can get paid as UI UX designers. You can do videos telling people how they can start UI UX design even with 0 naira. There are some tech skills that to learn you need to pay, you need to buy courses and all of that. In UI UX design, let me tell you something. All you need is your skill. You don't need any certificate or anything. You don't need any certificate, you don't need anything. Though the certificate counts, but you can get employed with or without a certificate. You should just be good at what you do. Do what you do it well, and then anywhere you go, you are going to get recognized. You could also work as a graphic designer. UI design and graphic design are like brothers. A UI designer can easily design anything graphical. A graphic design can easily move into a graphic designer can easily move into UI design without stress, and is going to do very well. You can also work in the Web3 space as a UI designer. I'm a Web3 UI UX designer. As a UI UX designer, it's very easy to move into the Web3 space. You need to just understand how the Web3 space works, navigate it, know which part of the Web3. Web3 is divided into different parts. We have NFTs, we have crypto, and we have other parts of the Web3. So you should know which aspect of Web3 you want to be focused on, work on it, know what you're doing, and then you're going to do very well. Final words from me to you. Remember that every expert you admire today once sat where you are today. Everybody out there that you see is doing well, Tech Pro, Techies, all of them started here. I know a lot of, my elder sister is a developer advocate, and she's doing very well. When she was in school, she was here like every one of us, sitting down, attending conferences and all of that. But because she was determined and she knew that she was going to do it, she kept pushing, and now she's doing very well out there in the tech space. So it does not matter your department, it does not matter your age, it does not matter anything. As long as you are determined to get into the tech space, you will do it. And I suggest you get into the tech space with UI UX design because it's very easy, it's easier than you think. Though it's not all about drawing shapes and putting colors together, but when you get to know UI UX design, it's very, very fun to do. So I'll be drawing the end of my speech here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. All right, thank you so much. Please, let's always work with the time. Once you see me standing close, please just do us a favor by giving me the mic. Thank you. Thank you, Raymond Charles. All right, we're going to the next one. The next one here, Azubike Uche Nathan. I hope you're ready, sir. Are you ready? Okay, please, when you are up here, it's as if I need to use pidgin. When you come here, the mic, if I give you, this is called microphone. So if I give it to you, it still remain my. So when you come here, please, 10 minutes. Thank you so much. Please, let's celebrate Azubike Uche Nathan as he comes up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Articulate Nigerian student. Great Nigerian student. Are you sure we are Nigerian students? You're not Nigerian students. Then what are we? He said, articulate Nigerian student. Ever conscious Nigerian student. I remain my humble self, Nathan. Today, I will not be taking in much of your time, and I'll be speaking more on Python, using Python to develop desktop applications. Are you with me? So, my first question is, what is desktop applications? When we're talking about desktop applications, we are talking about a standalone applications that you can use both on your desktop and laptops. Are we good? Are we good? So this desktop application, you can use different programming language or script language to develop them. And one of them is Python. I use more of Python than Java, C++, C#. So this time I'll be talking more on Python. So we're talking about desktop applications. Most of us, we make use of spreadsheets, we make use of Microsoft Word, Excel, Photoshop, Corel Draws. Those are what we call desktop applications. And they are developed using different programming languages like Python and Java programming languages. But to go into desktop applications, there are some things you need to do. One, you have to have interest. You have to do what? You have to create interest in learning tech. Because without you having interest in it, you will not have much more love for it. Because when you love what you are doing, then you put more energy in it. So for a desktop developer, the first thing is you choose the programming language you want to use. After you've created an interest, you have to choose a programming language you need to use. And we have different programming language. We have the Java, JavaScript, C++, PHP, and so on and so forth. But Python is the simplest. Python programming language is the simplest programming language for desktop applications. Why? Because it's just pure English. Its syntax is pure English. Are we good? Secondly, you have to understand what framework you want to work on. You have to understand what framework you need to work on. And when we're talking about framework, we have the graphics user interface framework, where I would like to connect it to what my fellow tech guy said, the user interface. That is UI. You can use your Python to do that too, because desktop application deals more with your UI and UX as well, but mainly using coding. So with Python, we have some libraries that what works with what GUI, that is graphics user interface. One of them is what we call the word TK Inter. We have the PyQt5, we have TK Inter, we have the ENV environment, and so on and so forth. But I dwell more on what Python TK Inter, because it's what is a free source environment. Then the fourth thing you need to do is setting up your development environment. That is, you choose the IDE you want to use, in which we have different IDEs. We have the PyCharm, we have the Anaconda, and so on and so forth. Then after you are kind of okay, good with all this programming language, then you can now what? Start thinking of planning your own design. This designing, then it must be a problem-solving design. Like now, I have a design on my phone, on my laptop, because I work in a filling station. I developed an application for them to what? Open and close their what? Daily sales account. And after everything is going to be sent to the owner. It's a very simple application, but very strong, because closing of account takes like 2 to 3 hours to close. But with the application by God's grace, 45 minutes, you are done closing the all 6 pumps. So when I'm talking about desktop application, it gives you what rooms to do things much more easier and faster without you going online. It's just about stand alone on your what system. Then after you've successfully created your own application, what else do you need? As a good desktop developer is what? Packaging. So when you package your desktop application, if you package very well and you market it well, then people can patronize you and get what you design, because you're designing what you can only show to people, not what they have to go and see. You show them what you have. So it's what they see, that's what they'll get from you. Then finally, as a desktop developer, you deal with testing and debugging. After you design it and the person likes what you've done, you test it in their presence and debug it, because they might not like the output. So when you debug, what do you mean by debugging? Removing errors. So when you debug it, if to the person's taste, then you can easily convert it to a executable software, in which you give it down to the person to use. To conclude the little speech I'm giving now, is that whatever tech you're going into, I will advise you to go more into desktop development, because it is very easy to learn, easy to understand, and you can easily edit, re-edit what you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Uche. Thank you, sir. You really made use of our time very well. Thank you. Please, let's clap for him. Let's clap for him. We're still coming up with. We're coming up with someone. Okay. All right, I'm coming up with a friend of mine. We happen to be classmates. Please, let's celebrate this wonderful man. His height is intimidating me. Kai. All right, please, let's put it up for Ekeremo Dobra. Thank you, sir.
Hi, everybody. Have you been enjoying the whole thing? Or have you been wasting your time? Okay. I'm glad that you've not been wasting your time. I'm going to introduce a few persons. After that, I'm going to get into my session. I want to introduce some NACOS ESCOs we have here. So we'll just quickly recognize them and we'll move on. How many of you know NACOS? You don't know NACOS? How many of you are science students here? The most should be science students. So we'll just introduce some NACOS officials we have here. NACOS is National Association of Computer Science Students, right? So we have the Vice President of NACOS here, Etumodu Fortune. Can you just stand up for recognition? That's him there. We also have the SecGen of NACOS, Ojame Rebecca. Are you there? Okay. That's her. What? Okay. We also have the Financial Secretary of NACOS, Jessica Shiwindu. Is she here? Is she here? Okay. Okay, we have okay, we have the treasurer, Shiemere Naomi. Are you here? Okay, we also have the director of welfare, Chukwudifu, right? Victory. Are you here? Sorry if I didn't call your name well. Sorry. Okay. We also have Director of Information, Elo Zino. Yeah. Elo Zino. Okay. We also have the Director of Software, SL Gene Destiny. Are you here? She's not here? Okay. So those are our NACOS officials. Can you give them a round of applause again? Okay. Can you just all stand up so they can see you again? Can you all stand up? You can clap for them. Okay, I'm going to get into my session now. I'll get into my session. How many of you are tired? Are you tired? You want to go home? You're hungry? No, they will soon give you something. They will give you something. You'll be given something. Okay. Okay. How many of you are techies here? Techies. I started my session. How many of you are techies? Like you're already into tech. Some places are like this. They are like in between. I'm one leg in, one leg out. If you are into tech already, just raise your hand so that I will see you. Be proud of what you do now. Be proud. Are you not proud of what you do? Okay. If you are trying to get into tech, let me see your hand. You are trying to. It's like the person that are trying to, they are more than the... Okay, you are enthusiast. Somebody says it's too difficult. Okay. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. It is not. Okay, I'll get into my session now. I am EKD. I am EKD. Have you guys seen my slide? I've sent it to you. Casey, I've sent it to you. So tech is not difficult. I'm EKD. My full name is Ekeremo Dobra. But if you don't want to bite your tongue, just call me EKD. Okay? How many of you are with me? I used to be a student of DELSU. I graduated from computer science education. Yes, you can clap. It's not easy. If you know that you want to finish, you clap. Okay. So I am many things, right? I am many things. I'm a techie. Let me just say I'm a techie, right? And maybe after we are done, we are going to know why I said that being a techie is not a difficult thing, right? It all depends on your determination, okay? And I want to tell you something that will be very helpful. I want to share something that will be very helpful to you, right? Especially if you are already into tech, or if you want to go into tech, it can also motivate you, right? It will also motivate you. So I want you to pay attention, right? Pay attention. This is like a master class, so you can't pay enough to get this, right? You can't pay enough to get this. So my slides are up. So I've been into tech for like more than, let me say, up to 12 years. Up to 12 years, or maybe 13 years or thereabout, right? And it's something that is worth doing. Something that is worth doing. And tech events like this, they help you a lot, right? They can help you a lot. One thing about tech that can make it, okay, that can make tech very easy for you is, once my slide is up, please just tell me. It's up, right? Okay. Let me just leave my story and just go to my slide. There's no time. What is on the screen? What's on the screen? Content creation. Content creation, right? Okay. Content creation. So it's something that is very interesting, right? It's an interesting title, right? How many of you are content creators? Yes. There are a lot of content creators nowadays. So, if you are already into tech, or you are not into tech, just pay attention. If you are interested in tech, you're already into tech, just pay attention to what we are going to be saying, right? So, as we go on, you are going to understand why I'm calling it content creation, okay? So I said content creation, the new, right? The new. So there is something that is subtly going on, but a lot of persons are not taking advantage of it. Are you listening to me? Like subtly, but a lot of persons are not aware of it. And I want to open your eyes to it today, so that you guys can take advantage of it. Okay? So before now, if you enter into the let me say tech space, right? How many of you are web designers here? Web designers. Okay. Web designers, Pythonistas, whatever, software engineers. If you enter into this space before now, can you give me the next slide? If you entered into this space before now, there are some things that you could just get with, right? You could just get with some things by just, maybe you want to get gigs, right? You want to get gigs, companies can even reach out to you, right? They can reach out to you. Somebody can refer you if you are very good, things like that, right? They could get gigs and everything. But there has been like, or there is a change, and it's very subtle. Not a lot of people know about it, right? It's very, very subtle. So if you are even getting into, maybe after this event, if you want to get into tech, you getting this knowledge, it's going to be a plus for you, okay? So before now, if you enter into tech, you can just go in. If you are very good, let me say you are a programmer, you are extremely good, you can easily have a gig, right? You could have a gig. In fact, I have a lot of people that are presently overseas because of tech, right? There are a lot of persons like that. But as time went on, a lot of changes happened, right? So in the old way, I have a slide here if you can see it. There's the old way you do things. There's the old way you do things. Number one, I said you have to be extremely good. If you are good, before now, you are going to get a gig, right? You are going to have a chance to work with companies, even overseas, right? You will have that chance. But, okay, let me just say another old way of doing things. You can approach brands. How many of you have messaged a brand before, maybe messaged a company before, that you want to help them do something? How many of you? Yes, you've messaged a company that you want to help them do something. A lot of persons. And before now, you could actually get gig very easily like that. If you are very good, you can do cold emails like that. Send them emails. They can even consider you. I have a lot of people like that. Number 3, you could use sponsored ads, right? You could just advertise yourself. I'm doing this, and you just run a Facebook ad or something, right? You're going to get gigs also. But as time went on, a kind of problem arose, right? And I have like 2 here. Let me give you a disclaimer. I can't finish this. Let me just tell you, there's no time. So I'll just be going, right? So we have, number 1 issue is that the market is now crowded. Unlike before. How many of you agree with me that it's crowded? How many of you? It's crowded. It's overcrowded. There's a lot of web designers. In fact, AI can make website now, right? Easily, right? So there are a lot of competitions. Number 2 is that now, since there is competition in the market, there is going to be low pricing, right? So if someone comes to you and say, I want to do this at this price, you are going to say, this is my price. The person will tell you, why will I pay you that? I can go to AI, right? I'll go and meet another person to do it or things like that. So they can indeed just price you. And meanwhile, they'll go and meet another person. The person will do it very well too. Because there are a lot of skilled people, and some skilled people are looking for money also. Right? They just want to get quick money. They will do it. So we have those 2 popular problems there. So now we are beginning to enter what I want to talk about. So the next slide, please. The next slide. So remember what I said. I said that there is a what? There is a subtle change. Can you repeat it after me? There is a what? I said subtle change because not everybody has noticed it, right? Read what you have on the slide. Can you help me read it? When change happens, both the ignorant and the haters of change will what? Will lose out, right? So change does not look at you and say, this person is not aware, let's sorry for this person. It will just move. It will move on, right? So if there is a change presently and you are not aware of it as a tech person or a tech enthusiast, you are not aware that this thing is happening, it will not pity you. Anybody, as many that are aware, will just take advantage of it and they will move past you, right? They will move past you, right? So with the previous approach we had, right? Just cold messaging people. Are you guys with me? Pay attention, oh. Pay attention. Pay attention. You will thank Amplus Hub. You will thank us later. So there has been a problem, right? And what is the cause of that problem? What is the cause of that problem? I guess there are a lot of persons that work with, you are not an agency, but you work with different companies. Is there anybody like that? You are not an agency, but you work with, you are just reasoning that, please you should meet her after. It's like, so, right? So, but the issue is that a lot of clients have built walls. Can you say it after me? A lot of clients have what? Built walls. Because the first approach is beginning to fizzle out. They are already aware of your scheme and your techniques, that this person is looking for, and meanwhile other persons are still shooting their shots, right? So they are already aware of these things. So they built walls. They built walls. So what is the best thing? Are you on the other side? Presentation, okay. So clients or people have built walls over the years. So when you are trying to shoot your shots, you already know that this guy is trying to get away into our company to work or something like that. They are being protective, especially the ones that the company is already filled. They don't have anybody. They have all their they are complete. Their team is already complete. They built walls. That's just it. So what is the solution? What is the what? What is the what? Solution. You have to what? Represent yourself. Can you say it after me? Represent your what? You have to what? Represent. Don't use the word, don't say represent like somebody should stand in for, you know. What does it mean to present yourself? You present, right? Let me say you've presented yourself before. Now you want to present yourself in a different way. Right? In a different way. In a different way. And that different way we are talking about is content creation. Content creation. Right? Content. So you can mix it, you can even say it's content creation. Right? But I'm talking to techies. So I'm using content creation. Right? I was talking to somebody, I told the person that if you are very mature, if you want to form a mature individual, do you know that you cannot sell at this time? Are you aware? Are you aware that if you want to be very mature, you want to form that I'm very mature, I will not go and look for people. Or people that are doing your kind of business, they'll be dancing in TikTok and they'll be selling. Are you aware? Are you aware? So if you want to be mature, forget about having clients, right? So when I mean selling, I don't mean, when I'm talking about maturity or the opposite side of it, I don't mean behaving nasty on social media. That's not what I mean by not being mature, right? So I'll just say this here. So what I'm trying to say is that techies should be what? Creating what? Content. Say it after me. Techies should be what? Creating content. And hope you know that for techies to create content, you are not creating content like the other people. Hope you are aware. You are not going to be dancing. Hope you are aware. Okay. So it's quite different. It's quite different. Right? It's quite different. So I'll just touch. So I have, can you go to the next slide for me? So I have what I call wall breakers. So I'll just treat one of these and I'm going to try to round up. So I have what I call wall breakers. So even if the client or you're trying to approach a business, there is always something you can use to break their wall using contents. Are you getting me? I call them what? Wall what? Breakers. Wall breakers. I don't know if you can see it properly. What's the first one we have there? Let me just touch this one, then I'll move. What is that? The one that is pointed is what? Help get. Right? Help get. So this is what every content creator or every techie should be using now. Every techie should be using it. Help get. What does it mean? It means you help people with what they don't know. Right? So let me just give a simple example. Let me say you are a programmer. Right? Let me say you are a programmer. Do you know you can create a content to just help people on how to secure their, let me say you are a software engineer. Just create a little content to help people protect their information on their phone. Just a little content. Do you know you can do that? A lot of persons are doing it, right? But let me give you direction, right? So while you are doing that, you might look at it as though you are not talking to your clients, right? It looks as though you are not pitching for a job or anything, right? You are giving somebody information. This is how to protect your phone from theft and things like that. But do you know that people begin to follow you, right? They begin to say, wow, this person has some tips to help me, right? But do you know with all those contents you are creating, you are indirectly pitching. Are you aware? Are you aware? You are indirectly pitching. That is just one of the ways. So They are coming to get help, but you are breaking their walls. Before you know, they become submissive. Before you know, you have them at your fingertips, right? So that's a very easy way. I have other ways, but I'm not going to talk about them. Time is up. There are other things there, but time is up. Time is up. So for every content, like I said from the beginning, we're not able to finish it, right? We'll not be able to finish it. So like I said, please can you go to the last slide? Last slide. So think about representing your what? Yourself. What did I say? Think about what? Using what? Content what? Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Okay. Courtesy of CEO Falcon Light, Mr. Jeremiah, for these persons that registered on his platform, that also registered for this tech program. If you hear your name, please listen carefully. After the program, you just won yourself 10,000 naira each. So by the end of the program, you meet the CEO Falcon Light, Mr. Jeremiah, on how to redeem your prices. So the first name I have here is Ogenemine Odiri. Then the next is Israel Omoruyi, Marvelous Akaba, Precious Okolokolo. Sorry if I'm spoiling your name. Elozino Honore, Precious Nwanla, Fortune Etumudun. So these are the names. You won yourself. Please, can you stand up if you heard your name? Please, can we give them a round of applause? Okay, so by the end of the program, you meet CEO Falcon Light, Mr. Jeremiah, to redeem your prices. Thank you.
All right, please, let's put our hands together. The winners. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, when it becomes anything money, especially at this time, you know, I was surprised that some persons were resting their head, but immediately they had 10,000. It's as if, I don't know, it's as if they called them back. They were just awake, and they were listening attentively. Thank you, CEO. Next, we're calling up on Mr. Peter Udo Chukuka. I think I'm correct, sir. Please put your hands together as it comes up. Thank you so much. Sir, you have 10 minutes.
All right, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. So, my name is Chukuka Peter, and I'm a data scientist and web developer. I'm a student of DELSU here, Computer Science 200 level. So I will be talking about Django today, using Django to develop web apps. Now, you might be wondering what is a web app and what is a website, but there's a slight difference between both of them. You know, most times everyone, like the layman term, we say I'm going go to this website, go to this website, go to this website. But there's a very big difference between both of them. The web app is very interactive. Something like Facebook. Facebook is a web app. Then if you're talking about your website, talking about something like CNN. Are we together? Hello, are we together? All right. Let me just open this. Okay, how many of us have heard of programming? How many of us are programmers? Programming, anybody? All right, now, basically, to go into programming, you need to know a programming language. Now, what is a language? What you use to communicate, right? What you use to communicate. Now, a programming language is basically the language you use to communicate to your computer. I think that's the simplest detail I can give. Is the language you use to communicate to your computer. So when I'm talking about something like Python, Java, C++, C#, those stuffs, those are programming languages. Okay? Now, I'm talking about Django, like I said earlier. Django is a framework of Python. Let me just read from the slide. Django is a toolkit for building websites. It's like a blueprint for building your websites. Now, what is a framework? A framework is just basically building blocks, already made products that you use to build a website. Now, we all did biology in school, I'm sure of that. You have the cell, tissue, and all that. Normally, your programming language is like your cell. But the framework is like, let me say, the skeleton, per se. It's like a skeleton of the body. So it's what just gives the body the frame of what it's supposed to be. So Django now is like a framework of Python. Let's say you go to a website now, you see something like your buttons, your inputs, stuff like that. Django has this feature already made for you. You don't need to start going to write the code again for it. Like, you need to start the code from scratch and all that. So that's one very beautiful feature of Django. Now, what exactly is the difference between Python and Django? Like I said earlier, Django is a framework of Python. Now, Django is a web-based program that enables you to easily build powerful web applications. Whereas Python is a high-level interpret object-oriented programming language. Object-oriented programming language, let's not worry about that. But just know that it's like the basic language, the ABC that you use to relate to your system. Then, Django is the web framework of Python. And Python is a programming language. Django was developed by the Django Software Foundation. Python is by the Python Software Foundation. Okay. Now, one key thing you will note about this framework, because of time, is the use of MVT. If you're a programmer, you've probably heard of MVT before. Model View Template. Django uses Model View Template, the MVT, not MVC. I know some of us are confused, MVC, MVT, but it's very, very simple, and I'll be giving a brief illustration with it. Now, let me explain what the Django MVT architecture is. The MVT structure in Django is a design pattern that organizes your web application into 3 interconnected parts. It simplifies development, improves scalability, and ensures a clean separation of concerns. Separation of concerns means instead of writing your codes in just maybe one particular file and it's clustered, you can actually separate this into different components. The components being your model, your view, and your templates. That's the MVT model for Django. It lets us break down an analogy and explore its benefits in depth. Now, let's look at a toy house. Are we together? A toy house. Now, imagine you're building a toy house. Your model, that's the M in the MVT. Your model is like the blueprint. It basically defines your database, where your data is stored. We all know what data is, right? Are we together? We all know what data is, right? Data is basically what you are passing. Like, you enter into your Facebook or your Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever application you are using. Immediately you enter into those stuffs, they will tell you register with your username. If sign up, log in. If you've registered before, you log in. If you've not registered, you sign up. Now, in the process of signing up, you are submitting your data. You're practically submitting your data to that database. Now, how do you log in again? What happens is, when you put in your details, you want to log in after you've registered, it goes back to the database and actually checks, okay, is this person registered or not? Is this person part of this system? So that's just how it works. So your model now is like the blueprint of your house. It defines the structure of your data and handles how it is stored in database. Now, in Django app, this means defining database tables, fields, and relationships with Python classes. Now, what is the work of the view? The model is the blueprint. The view now is the worker. The view is the worker. You know, the database is like the house that stores the information. So the worker, which is the view, goes there to collect information, passing the information to the template. And the template is practically the design. Like when I was talking about UI, UX, that's your template. But the view now acts like a worker who uses the blueprint to fetch the right materials and build the house according to your specifications. Do you understand? The view acts like a worker who uses the blueprint to fetch the right materials and build the house according to your specification. It decides what data should we show. How should we handle user actions? How should we handle user actions? Now, I was giving the example of the login and the sign up page. Whenever you are in your login and sign up page, if you click enter, what does it do? It directs you to the website. Okay? Now, what's happening there is the view, which is the worker, is carrying that information now to the model. Okay, this is what is happening. So it returns that particular template. The template is your web app. Your Facebook now, where you start seeing the likes, the search buttons, the menu buttons, and all that. Now, all these things have been programmed in such a way that no matter how you click on that button, it will only carry you to that particular page. That's the work of the view. Now, the template is the finished house. It's just like it's like a beauty of the house. Okay, it's a finished house, decorated and painted to look inviting. Now, this is what the user see. You as the user, you don't see the view. You don't see the model. That's the work of the developer. It's not in your place to see those. What we are trying to do now is the data you passed is able to give you back information. Okay? So that information is what's going to be displayed to you. Now, let's look at how MVT helps to build better web apps with Django. Now, separation of concerns, like I said earlier. Now, each part has its own responsibility. The model is what? The model is what? The blueprint. The view is the worker, and the template is the design. They have their own responsibility, making the code base easier to manage and maintain. Now, if you are to work with Django or any other programming language, basically, rather any other programming framework, you discover that you can actually share the work among persons. It must not be one person doing this, doing that. That's where the separation of concerns come in. Someone can be working on the database, someone can work on the views, someone can work on the template. So it makes the job easier and faster. Now, faster development, like I said. Okay. I think the time is up. Okay, but let me just leave this with you. Why MVT is great for teaching and learning? It's beginner friendly. So if you ever want to go into programming, you want to go into web development, stuff like that, go for Python. It's easy to learn. Very, very easy to learn. It's like your normal English. So all you need to do is learn Python. Then after you learn Python, you go into Django, and you can become a back-end developer from there. There's the front end, there's the back end. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Peters. Thank you. All right.
I'm back on stage again. Thank you very much for your patience. Please just bear a little more, we will soon close. We assured you that your lunch is certain, and you can see your lunch already available here. So just a little more patience, few more speakers more. But before we proceed, a very respected person, a product manager and a co-founder of Remain Heads, Mr. Amos, please let's celebrate him as he speaks to us. Please keep clapping for him.
Thank you. Hello everyone. I'm sure you guys are tired already. And I noticed almost everyone that has been talking today have been mentioning code. Like, you must know how to code today. Now by force. But the good thing is this, I'm not here to tell you about codes. I don't write codes. You can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Alright. So the good thing about my part is I'm not here to tell you about codes. I don't write code. Right? But I'm also a techie. I work in the tech space. I've actually co-founded tech product before, and they are still very much working. I own a tech company as well. So my name is Rookie. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Serome Health, and it's an insurance company, right? And I'm also a product manager. So that's a very crucial role, and I'm going to tell you what I do in a couple of minutes. So somebody came here, he's a developer, and I'm sure you guys have also heard about UI UX designers that do the whole web layout and everything. But then there's somebody before them. There's a person that coordinates the whole design process and the whole coding implementation process, and that's who I am, right? There's a product manager. So the work of a product manager is basically helping these persons bring the idea to a live product. So let's say you want to build, let's pick a product. Let's pick School Cafe, for instance, right? You want to build School Cafe, and then you have the idea. There should be somebody that is very much available to lead your team for you, and that's the product manager. You tell the idea to the product manager liaises with the front-end developers, the back-end developers, as well as your product designer, and then they turn the product into a live one for you. So that is the part where I come in, and that's what I do. I don't have to do with codes. So for those of you that have interest of coming into the tech space, but have no passion for code or the technical parts, there's space for you all, and that's the product management role. So as a product manager, you have a lot to offer, and you have a lot to give. We have this event here because somebody planned it, and that's the product manager. So if nobody planned this event, we won't be having a successful event today. So aside working in the tech space, working as a product manager gives you the ability to work in various organizations. You can work in the tech space, you can work in any company you want to work in, because there's need for a product manager. There's always need for somebody that's going to lead a product from point A to point B. So don't not be scared and don't not be afraid. Don't need to be worried and start feeling lost because there's no hope for you because you cannot write code. There's hope. And that's where product management also comes in. So you can do it to reach out to Hamplus if you are interested in product management, if you want to become a product manager that will lead a development team, work with developers, work with product designers and all that, there's room. Kindly reach out to Hamplus and he will do the needful and train you to become a product manager. So thank you very much everyone, and once again, welcome to DELSU Tech Innovation.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I hope we're progressing. Next on our list is Casey Craft. Are you ready? Casey Craft, are you ready? If you're ready, we are ready. Casey Craft, please, you can come up. You have 10 minutes. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Izu Confidence. You can call me Casey's Craft. I'm a photographer, I'm a graphic designer, and I'm a content creator. I hate coding, so I'm not here to talk anything related to code. We'll be teaching you how to shoot and edit content in less than 10 minutes. It's possible. Who this? I'm supposed to use slide. There's no time, so let's not teach slide. We'll just do practical. So, as a content creator, the one thing I will advise is get a good camera. It must not be a professional video camera you guys have and the rest. You can get a good Samsung, you can get an iPhone, even iPhone XR. The cameras are clear and it's affordable. You can get a good Samsung also. Even there are techno phones that are cameras are also good. So one thing you should always know as a creator is that the way you video matters a lot. Like the ratio and the perspective of how you position your video camera is very important. You can see somebody that is short. Let me use somebody as an example, sorry. Very cool. So we'll use somebody that is short and somebody that is tall. So I will use Nicholas come. So I will use that camera so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Who this? Okay, come. Just stand. Now shift. Separate yourself. Creating a professional content like this now, there are different types of shots you want to do if you are trying to create a professional content. Switch to my camera. This shot now is called headshot. If you are creating TikTok, all those professional tech related content that EKD was trying to explain, you can do headshot like this. You get shot like this makes you look professional. But if you want, like now, this is not a sandwich shot. A sandwich shot is you are in between two things. So who is? Now this is called a sandwich shot. It's just there. You know, sandwich is bread ingredients. So it's just there, but the main focus is on the girl at the back. You get. You see all those video that you see different lights at the back. You see green and the rest. How to set lights like that? And before I go there, if you want to shoot somebody that is taller than you, if you don't have a tripod, this is called a tripod, the one that this camera one is on. If you don't have a tripod, you should try your best to stand on a stool. You are short, the person is taller than you. Not be laugh, not be joke. Let's be sincere. Okay, he's taller now, he's taller than me, I'm here. I want a shooter like this. The video will not come out well. But if I stand here now, we are at the same level. Now you see the difference between the two videos. For TikTokers, I will not discriminate anybody. If you want to become a TikToker, I don't care. You make money, a lot of money on TikTok. If you want to shoot video, please let it be clear. More not the wash rubbish. Yes, if you want to, even though you want to be dancing, let your video be clear. Let your video be clear. Like, how will you post 4080p on TikTok? Who wants to stream your video? But if your videos are clear, it attracts views. One, aside maybe your content is rubbish, but it attracts views. Now, they came here to say something about content creation. I'm a personal content creator. I shoot our videos in a house. You get shooting a professional video like that. You must not have all the tech equipment before you start shooting professional video. Please just sit down, I beg. You can have a stool in your house. Just get a strobe light. That is those cheap lights they sell. Those LED lights. You can get one LED light. You can get two. Or if you have a ring lights for the ladies, get two affordable ring lights. Put one here. put one here. Let the subject be at the middle, at the center of your, you get. Then put a LCD light behind them. Maybe probably the light is blue and the rest. Now you see your video has changed. Just those three light setup. Then if I want to do a portrait video, is this thing up? Like this? It might be like this. But see now, this is a portrait video. One thing you need to know when shooting a content is the head level is very important. I cannot be shooting content like this. You get? Because TikTok write up, or let me say Instagram write up, if you want to put subtitle or something, it will cover the entire face. But if I give him enough space, enough headroom, you can see there is space at the top, there is space between the shots. If you want to do a close-up shot, let it be close-up. If you want to do a full shot, take it fully. Yeah, from your knee upward, it's not a shot, it's rubbish. If you want a close-up shot, start from here, under your shirt, or under your breast. There are different shots. This is close-up of close-up. This is close-up. Full shot. Full. You be human being, not be half. There's nothing like knee shot. The knee shot is not always fine. That's why you see if they're snapping from knee, you go be like, I'm where you like it. So content is very easy. Like it's the easiest part of tech. You can easily use it to make money. Naomi Hegbe, she pays me to do her content. Easy money. Just sit down in your house. Then let's go to the editing part. You can go, thank you. Let's go to the editing part using CapCut. Let's not use the professional video editors like DaVinci Resolve, Premiere Pro, and lots more. So we'll just talk about iMove and CapCut. You can see all those edits on TikTok. All those maybe car edits for the guys. All those football edits, short clip. They add a lot of clips. That thing takes like approximately like not less than 24 hours to do. It's very difficult to create all those. You can see a CapCut edits. You see different, especially the girls that use templates. You see all those templates you use. Somebody sat down like 4 hours to do, but I don't do that kind of content. It's time wasting, and it can give you only views most of the times. The kind of content I do is I script my content. One thing you need to know before you shoot a content, script it out. Think how you want to position the camera. If you want to use 2 camera setup, let one be close up, let one be far behind, so that when you want to edit, if possible, use a system like OBS, as if you are trying to shoot podcasts. Connect the 2 cameras to OBS. Let somebody be there. Just mix everything. I shoot and edit on the spot. That's why I said in 10 minutes. I can shoot a 10 minutes podcast now, I'll shoot and edit on the spot. This video you are watching now is being edited live. After now, we'll post the entire clip. But we have already edited it. That's why you see when the time for slide, the slide will come up. Stuff like that. That's how you do it. Then if you want to, you want to shoot raw and edit in CapCut, the few things you need to know is trim, how to add sound. Once you know how to trim video, where to trim the video. Probably as I'm speaking now, I shoot a video now. I try, okay, my name is Izu Confidence. That part, you have to remove it from your video. You get, it makes your video too long. So, as I said, I'm Izu Confidence, I'm a photographer. First thing I will do, once I put the raw video on my editing software, I'll play the sound. My name is Izu Confidence. Where I start, my name is Izu Confidence. Where Izu Confidence end. From there, you trim your video to the other side of the video. Very simple. One thing you guys always do while editing video, using transition. Not do them. Transition was not meant for you. There are professionals that use it. Because you put transition here, fade in. You put in the other side, cut. As the fade in, don't show, pa. Where to? So if you want to use transition, there's one transition I always love using. I wish I can play videos for you guys now. Only one transition I always love using is fade in, fade out. Maybe you see all those wedding videos where you see it will fade in black, then from the black it will fade into the next dress. It's very easy to shoot. I'm a content creator. I do content creating for weddings and the rest. It's very easy. Always pay attention to details. For instance, now I video the bride's ring. I video the next thing now, probably the neck chain, her hair and the rest. I video, okay, I did the raw for the ring, the hair, and I want the two to fade in, fade out. One thing you always do on CapCut or any software you are using, put fade out, then put fade in for the next clip to make your video very easy. Like, it will look like, this guy is a professional. Meanwhile, you just started. I learned from experience. You edit this video finish, I go send and give you, say, this video not sharp. Can you redo it? I did a video 50 times before I learned lesson. That's how life is. Then before I go, I have a surprise for you guys. As a student, we have experienced a lot of things in DELSU, especially in DELSU, like going to the bank to payment of dues. You know the stress of paying dues in bank. You know how you go enter line hours, especially to pay that 500 naira dues when department they give. I don't pay 1,000 go bank. Come because of 500 naira dues. Still yet, I didn't pay. What if there is a software where you can pay your dues from your house? Would you like that? What of software that will make your life easy? Like basically anything you want to do as a student exists. Probably you want to sign attendance. Instead of crowd writing, you can just log in your app, sign your attendance. I know your experience. I'm a student of computer science, 400 level. I started from diploma, so I know I be. You get. What of where you can easily calculate your CGPA, like understand why you did DELSU in the first place. Like here you can impute your results from 100 level to final year. All your receipts. Any final year student here, except from these guys, maybe they come out, they not join. Any final year student, how far your receipt correct? Yes, but what if there's an app where you can, all your receipts are being kept for you. Anytime, any day, you can log on to the app, download your receipt, I'm going to tell the department, I'm not paying again, this is my receipt. That's why I came in. Unipadi, a university friend. At Unipadi, we offer every single thing you can think of. It's not, and 80% of it is free. Like, I have something, just search unipadi.com. Now, on your unipadi.ng, on your phone, you have something for you there. The first 6 persons to register, we have 2 gig for the first 6 persons. Any network of your choice. It's very easy. Just put your email and your name. unipadi.ng. Is it? Next slide. So that you'll be the first set of persons to know when we launch. And when we launch, we'll be giving away a very large giveaway, because as a student, it's not easy. You get. So we'll confirm the first 6 persons. Then you meet up with Tamara. Stand away. It will give you the 2 gig for free. Any network of your choice. Thank you very much. I remain Casey's Craft.
All right, thank you, Casey Craft. That was a wonderful one. Casey Craft, please listen on. You know, when you were mentioning, you were bringing solutions to some of our difficult problems. Hello, please let's pay attention. Casey Craft was bringing some solution to some of our difficult problems. And one of the problem I think me and you have at this point is some people are really looking at me. I know you know the problem. Who can tell us the problem? Who can tell us one of our problem? Nobody. Bros, you know the problem now that we're all facing now at this present time. What is the problem? It's a universal problem in Nigeria. Why are you whispering now? Say it now. Don't be scared. There's no police here. Bros, the way you're looking at me, you know the problem. Onga. Thank you so much. And please, can you create an app that will vanish the president from here to somewhere else? Abby, we need that one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together as we welcome. We welcome Dane. Please, let's put our hands together as we celebrate Dane as he comes up. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to DELSU Tech Invasion. Okay, my name is Daniel Ganetiga. I'm a 400 level student of Delta State University of Science and Technology, Ozoro. Graphic designer and a front-end developer. So I'll be speaking on how to safeguard on the internet without causing privacy issues. So basically, we all know what the internet is. The internet is the interconnection of different servers and whatever, and then we connect to each other through the internet. And then the internet itself is a whole different world on its own. Do we agree to that? Do we agree to that? The internet is a whole different world on its own. And this world, they are what we call cyber criminals. Cyber criminals, they are there to just harm you on the internet. And so I have here the challenges of online security as the internet evolves at breakpoint speed and the tools to navigate it becomes increasingly complex. A pressing question arises: can the average user truly maintain their online security? Yes, an average user can regulate his or her online security. How far must one venture into the depths of the web to achieve the privacy they desire and deserve? So now I'll be talking about ways to protect yourself on the net, on this web space. So internet safety and privacy are crucial for protecting users from one, cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is basically like cyber abuse, where you are being abused on the internet for no just cause. So there's cyberbullying and harassment. Internet safety and privacy helps in protecting us from theft and financial frauds, because there are lots of financial frauds on the web. So it helps us protect us from financial fraud. It helps protect us from malwares and viruses, because we can easily get viruses from the net, from any website, from any application, and so on. So I will go straight. Let me be brief. As we navigate the digital landscape, we must strike a balance between convenience, security, and privacy. This means being mindful of our online activities, adjusting our privacy settings, and using tools that protect our data. So on our social media space, our Facebook, Instagram, X, and whatever, there are privacy settings on those applications which are very, very important. So we should learn to use those privacy settings. So now, one way to protect yourself from the web is to minimize online tracking. How do I mean? Minimizing online tracking is using privacy-focused browsers like Brave, Firefox, or Tor, which blocks trackers, adverts, and malwares. So when we are on some certain websites, there are these adverts that just pops up on our screen. Those adverts can actually make you to be tracked. By clicking on those adverts, can actually display your location and your details to whosoever. So let's learn to use these private browsers like Brave and Firefox. 2, encrypt your communication. Use a virtual private network, VPN, or a secure messaging app like Signal to ensure your data remains confidential and protected from interceptions. So most of us here we use VPN. VPN is virtual private network, and these VPNs, they help to redirect our details. It helps to redirect our location and all that. So while we use VPN, it protects us from the net. So if you are trying to be tracked, or if your data is trying to be stolen, instead of getting from it directly, it goes through the VPN, and the VPN is not actually displaying your real location or your real details. So it's actually protecting you from the net. Practice data minimization. We have to be conscious when sharing personal data using pseudonyms or anonymous accounts when possible. So we should be conscious of sharing our personal data online, because sharing your personal data online can be very, very harmful. It can be used against you later on by data thieves. So we should be conscious of what we are sharing. We can use fake names or fake accounts on websites that we do not trust. So let's ensure to minimize the way we share our personal data. Use strong passwords. Use strong and unique passwords. So now, when signing up in a web browser, a website, when signing up in a website or an application, they will tell you to put your username, your details, your whatever, and then they tell you to input a password. And now, this password must be strong and unique, in the sense that when you are creating a password for an account, do not use your name, your date of birth, and all those things. They are not necessary, because when you are using all those things, you can your password can be easily guessed. So when we are creating strong and unique passwords, we should make sure we use uppercase letters, lowercase letters, and special characters. What do I mean? Using your big letter A, small letter B, and special characters like at, full stop, and so on. So to create a strong password. So avoid using easily guessable information such as your name, date of birth, or common words. Instead, use a password manager to generate and store complex passwords. So you can use a password manager to generate passwords and also store passwords. Enable two-factor authentication, 2FA. So most of us must have seen this two-factor authentication on Facebook or on WhatsApp or on Instagram. So now, the use of two-factor authentication means add an extra layer of security to your online account by requiring a second form of verification, such as a code sent to your phone or biometric scan. So now, when you use 2FA, immediately you log into your account, it displays for you to put in this 2FA, that is this second code. And it's either the code is sent directly to your phone or you're using a biometric setting on this. So it's very, very useful. Make sure you use 2FA for your account. 6, be conscious of phishing scam. A lot of us must have received different calls or text messages telling you, dear customer, your account is being so and all that, and you will think that this person is calling from your bank. At times you know when it's scam. At times we might not even know that it's scam actually. So now that's phishing. Or when you receive mails, from organizations or from anywhere that is not actually the real organization. So now, how does this phishing works? I have a diagram here. I don't know if my slide there. Okay, there's a diagram here. The hacker or the phisher, as I would say, sends a mail to the customer or to the user, and then when this user sees it, there's a link attached to that mail. And I'm giving an example now. So when there's a link attached to the mail, the user clicks on the link. When he clicks on the link, the person imputes his or her details in that website, and then after that, the scammer or the hacker gets the real details of the person, and after that, he goes into the main website and log in the person's details and clears details and data. So lastly, review your online presence. Regularly review your social media profile, online accounts, and other digital footprints to ensure you are not sharing sensitive information. Thank you very much.
All right, please let's celebrate our brother Dane. Thank you so much. Megwasa. Oh my God. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please let's be one house. Let's be coordinated. Please let's sit down. I'm about to bring on stage. The reason why I'm laughing, maybe I'll say it later after he finish. Mommy, hey woman. Oh my God. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please let's put our hands together for our own CEO of Amplus Hub as it comes up. Please let's put our hands together.
Hello. Okay, just before we call the last speaker, I am honored with the presence of Dr. Mr. Omede and Dr. Mrs. Edith Omede. Please, let's celebrate them. Let's celebrate them. They are here, they are your own. Celebrate them. Okay. Please, I will give them the platform to give their advice. But just before that, please don't be in a hurry to go. You have been given lunch. So please don't be in a hurry to go. A lady just won her first scholarship to study any tech program in computer in Amplus Hub. Organize where they fit. So you have the option. Do you want to study? You want us to train you in web development, data analytics, data science, or machine learning? So please get back to us today or tomorrow. Okay? Also, please, for tomorrow, please listen to this. For tomorrow, we will not be using this venue because this venue was not approved by the Dean of Student Affairs. So we'll be using the hub for tomorrow. And tomorrow is strictly for hands-on, for the groups that will be formed today. You are interested in Python programming language. You want to use Python generally. You want to use Python for data work. So today we have 3 new groups being formed. I was discussing with the NACOS executives. I told them this group will be under them. It's not under Hamplus Hub. It's for DELSU. It's for DELSU. The groups we have under Hamplus Hub: Abraka Web Press Community, Abraka Data Science Community is under Hamplus Hub. But Pi Club DELSU, Pi Club DELSU, Pi Ladies DELSU, and Pi Data DELSU. These are the 3 groups. So please, if you are interested in joining any of this group, meet the Director of Information for NACOS, Miss Elozino. Am I right? Am I right? Okay, meet her. She is the person in charge of Pi Ladies DELSU. You are a lady, you want to make use of Python, you meet her, Pi Ladies DELSU. For Pi Club DELSU, you meet Mr. Peter. Mr. Peter, he was one of the speakers here. And also for Pi Data, you meet your vice president. He will put you through, the vice president of NACOS. Okay, remember we told you that there is a giveaway for a laptop. One has been given, a brand new laptop was given out free of charge here, and we have another laptop to be given out of the 2 persons. I guess the 2 persons are still around. Are they still around? Are they still around? Can I see your hand if you're around? Okay, both of you. No, you are not the one. Okay, yeah. Okay, both of you are still around. Okay, and we have a lot of tote bags to be given for free. Please, there's a condition for that. There's a condition for that. Take a selfie of yourself, post it on social media, tag us at Hamplus Hub. Tag us, then we'll give you the tote bags. We have about 50 tote bags here for free, but it is based on the condition. Please, before we call the last speaker, it is my honor to welcome Dr. Mr. Omede for his fatherly advice. Please, let's celebrate him. Keep clapping for him. Keep clapping for him.
Great DELSU student. Great DELSU student. Good afternoon, everybody. I am very, very privileged and honored to speak to you this afternoon. In fact, I am very grateful to the Hamplus who has thought it wise to bring this great tech invasion into the university community, at least in a bid to catch them young. And I believe that most of you here, you are not just here for fun. You are here to get the best out of Hamplus. So make ample use of this great opportunity given to you so that it will give you the enablement to excel in computing. So I'm begging all of you that are here, do not just eat and go home. Try and get something out of it. It's for your benefit, for your future. And God will help you as you put more effort in Jesus' name.
Please, can we put our hands together? Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Next, we're calling on Dr. Mrs. Edith Umede. Please, let's put our hands together for our mama as she comes up. Make some noise. You're not making noise. Oh. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Great Narcos. Great DELSU students. I'm so much honored to be here. I didn't think that I would be here anyway. But coincidentally, I'm here. When I was informed on Monday that you are going to use my period for this, I said, since it's for your good, I consented to it. So, but I believe that you must have learned something. We thank God for the Hamplus. The first time I visited Hamplus last year, when there were some of my IT students there, I was so much impressed. Yes, because I know that out of all the places I visited, my IT students that I met there, they were really doing well. They really did well. So, the opportunity that they have given to you, just like Dr. Mede have told you, is the opportunity for you to grab something. Not that just I'm here and I heard, no. Start somewhere, okay? Because these ones organizing this, we are one students. So you have to start something. You know what I always tell you? That you are doing computer science, not to use applications, but to do what? To do what? I say your computer science student is not for you to be using application, but for you to do what? For you to be the part of innovative technology, okay? So God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma. Please, once again, we are going to bring the CEO of Amplus Hub as he comes up again to do a formal introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the HOD of Computer Science. Great! Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate! If you are not celebrating, I won't give you.
Good afternoon, everyone. In fact, I'm so pleased to be in your midst this afternoon. Let me be truth with you guys. I completely forgot that today is the day this program is taking place. Why? Because of numerous activities. Because of numerous activities I'm handling, and I was about leaving the lab. They just beep for me that there's a program going on here with your students. On that note, I won't take much of your time. Like I said earlier on, I'm quite pleased to be in your midst, in front of numerous students in computer science department. I wasn't expecting these numerous numbers to be here. It shows that most of you have a drive for technology as regards to computing. We all know that your education doesn't stop here in DELSU. It's a continuous process, isn't it? And this kind of program is to enlighten you based on that. That you as a student, you have a lot to do on your own to empower yourself academically, not just academically, professionally in the field of computing. And this is the right step to go about it. Attending workshops such as this, where you will be taught new innovations in computing. My candid advice to you all is this: please take these workshops seriously. Adhere to what the instructors are going to be discussing with you, and I'm sure it's going to play a major role in your life as you progress from being an undergraduate to the workforce out there. Now let me bring this to you. If you are not equipped professionally in computer or computing technology, there's no way you can secure a computer related job out there. Hope you know that. The knowledge you have currently or you're about to have by the time you graduate from this institution is not enough to guarantee you a computer related job out there. And I'm pleased with you guys. I think you are taking the right step, okay, of making yourself available to attend this workshop. Can you guys give yourself a round of applause to that? Subsequently, we're going to be organizing this kind of programs, okay? This is just the beginning. Come next year, if not, let's say before June next year, we're going to be having one again. That's for professional courses, okay? There's someone that's going to be teaching you guys on that. We enlighten you guys on so many professional courses in computing, okay? On this, I'd like to step down and wishing you guys a merry and a happy new year in advance. Thank you.
Okay, that was a very nice one from our able HOD. And also in this place, we have a mother, not just a lecturer, but I call her my academic mother. She tutored me. I am a graduate of DELSU Computer Science, and she's nobody but Dr. Mrs. Akazwe. Please, let's celebrate her. Let's celebrate her. Please celebrate her. And Mr. Ephraim just walked out also. Please, we recognize his presence also.
Stay here. Yeah. I just want to show an evidence that actually he was my student. And I'm actually delighted to have mentored him. Like I always tell you people, the theory we learn is a basis, a foundation. But building the blocks, we need an IT firm like theirs to be able to build the blocks. Otherwise, we'll be found wanting. We'll be half-baked. Most science, theory and practical, must go hand in hand for you to be able to do what? Achieve your aim, your objectives, and probably your goal. So I want to suggest that at the end of this program, find out more from him, what they do, and go and equip yourself for the future. Thank you very much.
Please, let's celebrate her. What do you say to her? Good. Okay, before we call it an end for today, let's celebrate our own Director of Information, Knuckles, as she's one of the speakers. Please, let's celebrate her as she comes on stage. She's taking the last topic for today, and it has to do with gender and inclusion, diversity inclusion in tech, to tell you why you as a female, you should also be involved in tech. Immediately after her speaking, we'll call on all those that won so we can give this tote back. We are not taking them home.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. But speakers haven't come in since now. You put a clapping for them. Go to my turn. Nobody clapped. Thank you. My name is Honore Elozino. I know some of people, as I was coming, people will say, this guy be standing up, see, shall me stand, now only she did. That's why I'm here. Good afternoon, everybody. Like I said, my name is Honore Elozino. I am the Director of Information, NACOS, the President EXCOs of NACOS 2024-2025. And I also happen to be the head of the Pi Ladies, the club he just said that will be launching. The reason I'm here is to simply encourage every one of us that are here, that ladies, to please be involved in tech. We understand that technology is something that it has always been seen as a man's job. Like we always say, oh, a woman cannot do it. Like in my department, if any of you here is a computer science student, you realize that we have like 5% of ladies, the rest is 95 are men. Because in my class, we're 100 and something, I have just 14 girls or so. It should not be so, please. If you're a lady here, I'm here to encourage you to get involved in tech. Tech is not something that, it does not require hard work or it does not require too much energy. It just needs a lot of brain work. And as women, we're very, very innovative. We're creative, we're innovative. So imagine if we can put that creativity and innovative attitude into technology. Let's say what I feel like is the issue, what I feel the issue is for women not being involved in tech is many of us are too lazy. We just say, oh, when we look at Python, we're like, oh, this code, my eyes done me, I'll know the same guy read history or something. But it's not that difficult. It's something that if you put your heart into, you can actually excel. We need more ladies in tech because, like I said, we're creative, we're innovative. We're women who can do anything. We're always saying what a man can do, a woman can do better. So let's get into tech and also show the men that we can do better. Let's show them that we can also do more than they are doing. Like a lot of us ladies have beautiful ideas that can take tech to another level, but we're just, should I say, we're drawing back, probably because we think it's a man's field. We think it's filled with too many men, and if we get involved, they would discriminate. They would say, oh, you're a woman, or some of us may even say, it's not something that's common here in Nigeria. If we go outside the country, what if gender discrimination and the rest, women of color? But no, if we all stand and say we want to be the women building tech, I can assure you that tech would be better than it already is. Because like I said, women are very, very creative. Like if you look at the saying that they say, give a woman a house and she'll make it a home. Imagine giving a woman technology. Imagine what she would make it. So please and please, we need more women in tech. Don't be scared, you can do it, even if you don't have a laptop. The professor that came, he said you can use your phone to code. As long as you have an Android phone, you can code. And for those of you that are not in our departments, that are not in computer science, don't worry. It is not, you don't need to have the degree to code. You don't need to have the criteria to be a graduate BSc computer science. No, you don't need it. As long as you are willing, as long as you are ready, you can be a tech lady. At least let's stop hearing tech bros. I'm not tired of seeing POV. You have a tech brother, you have a tech. Let's see POV, you have a tech sis. Let's have more tech sis in the ecosystem. Thank you and shalom.
All right, thank you so much. I believe at this junction we will be calling on the CEO of Amplus Hub as it comes up. All right, DJ Foreign, please make this place lively a little.
Okay. Are you a rapper? Who can rap? Please, the very last thing, we want to give out these tote bags. But please, remember I told you, we just formed 3 groups. Pi Ladies DELSU, Pi Club DELSU, and Pi Data DELSU. So please, if you are interested in any of these 3 groups, tomorrow we are having a practical section in Hamplus Hub or Hamplus Technologies off NUT Road before Freedom Family Assembly. You see the signboard Power of God Ministry, you come there. And be rest assured also that those that will be there tomorrow, they also have lunch available for them. The time is 10 a.m. So please, after the giveaway of the tote bags, we'll all go out for group photographs, and well, that is the end for today. So let me just do my appreciation. Once more, we appreciate every person, Unipadi, Casey Craft, a lot of them. We School Cafe, you call the name just now? Falcon Lights, exactly. Falcon Lights, we appreciate Falcon Lights. We appreciate Launch Her, Byte Bridge, Python Software Foundation, May Fashion. The tote bag you see was designed by May Fashion. She produced them. We also appreciate J Splash Pastry. I guess you are enjoying your meal. The meal was made by J Splash Pastry. We have also EKT, our creative director. Where is he? So we appreciate everyone that has made this program a success. We appreciate you that has also come. All what we need is your prayers so that next year, DELSU Tech Invasion 3.0 will be bigger and better than this year. Please, let's welcome on stage Ms. Christabel for her tote bags giveaway. Yes, please, we'll take group photographs, please. Please, we'll take group photographs outside.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. For the 2 gig, for the first 6 people that joined our wait list, so I will call the names. Okerege Ogenerono Lydia, Treasure Ogenemaro, Ago Joshua Tyro, Christopher Abedi, Blessing Matthew, Ayo Toby. So please just meet us here. Let me call the names again. Ogenerono Lydia, Okirie Treasure Ogenemaro, Ago Joshua Tyro, Christopher Abedi, Blessing Matthew, Ayo Toby. Thank you very much.
So the same way we did the first one, please, if you followed, please just bring evidence, then you take the tote bag. And they posted, you said they post. I posted. Post, all the ladies, please. Post and follow. Okay. Oh yeah, wait. You want to? I'm coming.
Okay, please, you can just line up and get close there. DJ Foreign, you can do as well to keep Amapiano in the house while they are doing their business. The bag is strictly for those who posted and followed up. Thank you so much. All
Okay, the 2 for the laptop. The 2 persons for the laptop, where are they? The 2 guys for the laptop. The 2 guys for the laptop.